Hello my friends, my name's Gene Arnold, and thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of Regular Guy Mountain Biking. CYCPLUS reached out to me and asked if I would like to review their Cube. This is a battery-powered mini pump, and its main focus is to replace your CO2 cartridges. Now, in no way is this little mini pump designed to replace something like a floor pump, right? It's not designed for that. And I would argue that it's also not designed to replace something like a larger portable pump. Its main focus is to replace your CO2 cartridge. That's what the CYCPLUS Cube is designed for, really to replace your CO2 cartridges. I thought, what the heck, that sounds pretty cool, I'll give it a try. So let's go take a look at the review and see how this little guy turned out. Let's start things off with a quick unboxing. Inside the box, the first thing you'll find are the directions on how to properly use this pump. Right after that, the pump itself. The pump comes with a rubber cover over it. This is dual purpose, to protect the pump from scratches and to protect your hands because the pump can get a bit hot when inflating some pretty high pressure tires. The last item you'll find in the box is a small plastic bag. This has the charging cable and some accessories in it. Looking closer at the pump, you'll find a USB-C charging port and the location to connect this device to your wheel. Out of the box, the pump is set up for Presta valves, but it does come with a small adapter in that plastic bag for Schrader valves. The last part to point out is the power status indicator button that you'll use to operate the pump. Using the pump is pretty easy. One push turns it on, and then two more presses starts the compressor. To turn the compressor off and the pump off completely, just push the button one more time. Let's give this pump a try on a pretty common mountain bike tire. This is a Continental Trail King 29 by 2.4 inch tire that I normally run around 18 to 20 psi. Since this pump doesn't have a pressure gauge, you basically have to take it off, test it, maybe put it back on again. What I did was I tried to figure out how much pressure I can get in a specific amount of time. So within 54 seconds, I was able to get 14 psi. That was a good place to start. Now, something that did alarm me was that the indicator light was already turning red, which indicates the battery is starting to become low. How many tires can this thing actually fill on one charge? Let's go find out. So for tire number 2, I decided to go past 54 seconds to around 120 seconds. And that seemed to be the sweet spot. 120 can get me to 20 psi. I knew after the 4th time we're probably getting pretty close to the end, so let's give it one more try, test number 5, and see what happens. After inflating this tire 4 times, the 5th time pretty much was too much, and the pump finally died. So here's my take on this little dude. I gotta tell you, it did a pretty good job filling up my mountain bike tire. The speed wasn't all that bad, certainly not as fast as a CO2 cartridge, but it wasn't all that bad. And to be able to get 4 fills out of this for the tires that I'm running, I think that's useful, and I can definitely live with that. I also read on their website that from empty to a full charge, it only takes 20 minutes. So even if you forget to fill this thing up, or rather recharge it, there's a pretty good chance you can get it juiced up in time before your ride. Now, as for shelf life, I also read on their website that the standby draw, right, from the battery is minimal. So you can be pretty confident that you can just toss this little thing in your backpack and it will work, right? If you don't, like, you don't have to charge it every single day or anything like that. You could pretty much throw it in there, and odds are the next time you have to charge it would be maybe after you've used it once out on the trails. So let's talk about cost. This pump, the CYCPLUS CUBE, costs $89. That's not cheap, okay? So really what you're weighing out now is how much does it cost to replace your CO2 cartridges, right? How many flats do you get? And you know, what's your return on investment in this, right? How many times do you have to replace CO2 cartridges to get your money back for not having to replace this, right? Your CO2 cartridge, you use it once. This you can continue to use over and over. There's a benefit to that, but you're paying $89 for that benefit. So who is the Cube really for? Well, clearly it's for you techie folks out there. I mean, you gotta admit that the pump is kind of screaming high tech, right? This is low tech, this is high tech. So folks that like technical things and gadgets, this is way up there on the tech list. Also, this is going to be one of these kind of gadgets that you buy for your guy or your gal that has everything, right? I mean, you might not know a lot about what kind of gifts to get your significant other in the biking world, but you still want to get them something kind of cool. This is pretty cool, right? I mean, if I had gotten this thing as a gift wrapped up for, I don't know, Father's Day or birthday or, I don't know, pick a day, I don't care. I wouldn't open this up and say, oh, I'd be like, damn, that's pretty cool. I'm going to give it a shot. So if you wanted to get this as a gift for someone and, you know, want to make sure you kind of get them something kind of cool, this certainly could go on that cool list. Personally, I kind of liked how this thing worked out. All right, it was given to me, so there's a benefit to that, right? But I'm definitely going to throw this in my bike bag. I've got a smaller bag that I like to keep with me, and I'm definitely going to have this in that bag, and I'm going to replace my CO2 cartridges with the Cube. So how about you? Would you replace your CO2 cartridges with the Cube? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear them, and I would love your comments down below. As always, my friends, I wish you nothing but the best. Keep the party on the pedals, and I will see you in the next video.